Stories of people being swallowed by whales have existed for thousands of years. One of the most famous stories is that of Jonah from the Old Testament, who is said to have been swallowed by a large fish. The most famous incident in recent history, however, is from a man called James Bartley, who has earned the nickname of the Modern Jonas. Sometime in February of 1891, a young sailor named James Bartley was on board a whaling ship named Star of the East. In the middle of the voyage, the crew members saw a large whale swimming off the coast near the Falkland Islands. They dropped a few boats to hunt the whale, and one crew member eventually managed to fatally injure it. The whale began to shake its tail and overturned a boat. About 5 crew members, including Bartley, fell into the water. The whale then disappeared, and all the crew members were rescued, except one, James Bartley. It was assumed that he had drowned, and after searching in vain for a few hours, they returned to the ship without him. It did not take long for the whale to reappear. This time, it was bloated and languishing on the surface. As the crew approached, they realized that it was dead. They attached it to the whaling ship and continued onward. 2 days later, a crew member felt something moving in the whale's stomach. The shocked crew decided to cut the whale open. When they made a cut through the whale's body, they found James Bartley, almost unconscious, but alive. He had apparently survived for several days in the stomach of the giant creature. Although he was still alive, his face and arms were bleached white, and he could hardly speak. After recovering, he said that he could remember being submerged in the water, and then seeing a huge whale coming towards him with his mouth open. Inside, he was surrounded by darkness and slid through a narrow, slimy passage. Eventually, he blacked out, and couldn't remember anything else that happened. Decades later, a professor at Messiah College named Edward Davis picked up on this story and noticed some factual inaccuracies. He found out that while there was a ship called Star of the East at that time, it was not a whaling ship. He also managed to find a list of crew members who had boarded that ship, but interestingly, no man named James Bartley was mentioned. More importantly, and scientifically, Bartley couldn't have survived for hours, let alone days, inside the acid-filled stomach without fresh oxygen. So, to return to the original question, whales are generally not capable of devouring a human, nor would they want to. Most whales don't have the kind of teeth that could break through flesh and bones. Any aquatic animal would need strong, specially constructed teeth to break up large mammals, such as humans, into pieces that were small enough to swallow and digest. The toothy variety of whales, called sperm whales, are a bit of an exception. They have a large esophagus that is capable of swallowing large mammals, but their primary food sources are fish, squid, and octopus found in the deep sea. In short, whales are gentle giants, generally passive creatures that don't seek to interfere with humans, so don't be afraid of one emerging from the depths to swallow you up anytime soon.